Hey guys, so today I have this green toddler tumbler that I got at Ross and it was only $11.99. I always tell you guys, if you guys need tumblers, go to Ross. They're super cheap and they have good brands. So obviously today, as you saw in the thumbnail, I am going to turn this tumbler into a Mr. Grinch blinged out cup. Because ladies, we have to think about our daughters. They always see us with beautiful blinged out cups, custom cups, and they're like, what about me, mommy? So my daughter wanted one, so I decided to make her a Mr. Grinch. So as you can see, that's the vinyl I'm going to be using, and obviously we have to begin by filing down our cup because we want to make sure everything stays on. This is going to be a taller cup, so you want to make sure those rhinestones don't fall off, because depending how old your child is, you don't want them to accidentally swallow a rhinestone or something, you know what I mean? So we want to make sure those stay on. I am using a nail buffer because the paint on this cup is really thin and you do not want to damage it, but you do want those scratches. So after you are done filing down your cup, wipe it down with some alcohol. Let it dry. As you can see in the buffer right there, how the paint was coming off. Like I said, the paint is really thin. So you have to use a file that is not going to damage the paint. So now I am looking at this cup, deciding where I'm going to be placing the vinyl. So I'm actually going to be placing it on the back, okay? That is optional, but let me tell you why. So when the child is drinking from the cup, I want everybody to see, this blinged out cup and what it's all about. And obviously it's Mr. Grinch today. So when she is drinking the cup, you open it from the front, which you can't see here. But when the lid opens and she's drinking it, this is going to be facing towards the outside, outwards. So everybody's going to see all that effort, all that hard work you put into this cup, okay? If you understand me. But like I said, this is optional. It's up to you guys if you want to put the Grinch in the front or in the back like I did. That was my reason. So here you saw I was very careful. I aligned it perfectly towards the top of the lid to the middle. And I placed it on, and now I am pressing the vinyl down with my nail. You can use, debit card or whatever you might have, because you do want to make sure the vinyl sticks onto the cup. So as you can see there, I didn't press that little cheeky part from the Grinch's face, so that's why it was still on that little plastic, which I did not want to leave on the cup anyways. That's why I didn't press it down. So now everything's looking good. The vinyl's on the cup and it's ready to begin being bedazzled. So I got my mix ready. I have these neon green rhinestones. They are a mixture of sizes from SS4 all the way to SS20. So I am going to be using 30-minute cure epoxy from Bob Smith. I love using epoxy, especially for cups, because I know my rhinestones are not going to go anywhere. This thing lasts forever. I highly recommend it. And especially since this is going to be a taller cup, you want to make sure those rhinestones do not fall off, because you don't want your child to accidentally, choke on one, pick it up, and you never know. So you want to make sure those stones stay on and they don't fall off. So as you can see here, I got about a dime size amount of epoxy of each A and B. I mixed it together and now it's ready to place on by sections. It's very important to place by sections. Do not place glue all over your cup. Do not do that, because I highly doubt, even if you are the fastest in the world, you can finish this whole cup in 30 minutes. So very, very important by sections, because you want to have enough time to move the rhinestones around if you have to, and make sure everything is placed exactly where it needs to be. So as you can see here, I did my first section and I'm gonna start bedazzling. I am using a mixture of neon green, like I told you guys, SS4 to SS20. I'm gonna fill them in, place them, move them around if I have to. That is one reason I love to use epoxy also, is that it gives me so much time to move stuff around. You do have to be watching them because they do tend to slide off a bit. As you can see there, I'm pushing them back into place. So do keep an eye on that. Always double check your work. Go back, double check everything, make sure nothing is sliding off. As you can see there, I am going back constantly because this is fresh epoxy. I just placed it on, so it is really running right now. But anyways, I'm going to continue filling in my cup, filling in the gaps as much as I can, making sure everything looks good. I do not have any vinyl here, so I am just going all in with the green neon rhinestones all the way until I get to the vinyl. So real quick, as you saw right here, I went past the top of the cup right there where the rhinestones start with the back tip of the pickup tool because I want to make sure my rhinestones are not overlapping, because if they are and they dry like that, then when you want to put the lid on it, it's not going to be able to close, and that's going to be a problem. So do make sure now and then that they are not overlapping the top of your cup. So as you can see here, I am placing random SS20s all over. I do have overall mostly SS20s, so I am going to be using a lot of those. So I am just going in and placing them on. If you accidentally, pick up a stone that you did not want to use at that exact moment, you can also just place it on the glue and then later on move it around. But that only applies to when you are using epoxy, because epoxy lets you move your stones around for a bit. So that's why I am also doing that. If you are using another glue, depending on the use directions, and that's how you would be placing your stones. But like I said, epoxy gives you a lot of time to move stones around. That's why I am doing this also. So as you can see there, once I am placing more stones, I move the other ones that I already left on the cup around as I need to. So I'm just going to continue on placing rhinestones all around my section until I get to the vinyl. So as you can see here, I am getting pretty close to the Grinch's vinyl face. I'm going to start moving in closely and slowly because I do want to make sure I am not touching the vinyl with the rhinestones, that I'm going to have enough space to place the black rhinestones that are going to be covering the vinyl. And, just filling in the gaps as much as I can with the green neon rhinestones before I go in with the black rhinestones. That is optional. If you guys wanted to do the face first, go ahead and do that, and then go ahead and go in with the green rhinestones. So now I'm going to begin placing the black rhinestones over the vinyl. So as you can see here, I am using super small rhinestones. I am actually using SS3 and SS4 for the eyebrows and the eyes. Do make sure when you are placing your black rhinestones, make sure they are nicely placed on top of the vinyl because you don't want them to take away from the shape from the vinyl. You know, the eyes and the eyebrows, you still want to be able to see that shape, you know. So be careful with that. So now I am blinging out the actual eyeballs. I am using AB Clear crystal rhinestones, not regular AB rhinestones, crystal clear, and they do have the AB tone to them, so they do shine through with whatever base you have. So right there I do have the green, and it's not, you know, major see-through, but you can see a little bit of tone to it, so that is fine for me. Like I said, I did not use any vinyl, yellow vinyl, you know, as usually the Grinch has yellow eyes. But right here, I'm just going to go with the AB Crystal Clear Rhinestones. So now I am halfway done with the cup. I'm going to go ahead and do another section. This is how the cup is looking so far. Super cute. And like I said, I'm going to begin doing another section. Like I told you guys, work by sections, very important. As you can see here, I am doing the section where the mouth is now. And since my epoxy is fresh, I am actually not placing it all the way down, as you guys can see there, because it does tend to run and I don't want it to build up right there where that rubber bottom is. So I am leaving a little tiny gap with no epoxy. Once I start moving my way down there, I will add more epoxy. So I am actually going to turn my cup around. So if the epoxy does run a little bit, it can run to the area I am working on, and then I can work from there. So as you can see here, I am going to begin doing the smile first. So for the smile, I am using SS3 through SS4, and I'm going to be doing for the actual line of the smile, I am using SS10 because I do want that smile to look a little thicker than the vinyl line is. As you can see there, it overlaps a little bit, but that is not a problem for this. So like I said, SS10 for the actual smile, and SS4 and 3 for the little, you know, folds right there that I am working on of the smile. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And once I am done doing the actual smile, I'm going to go ahead and begin filling in the rest of my section with my rest of the green neon rhinestone mixture. So right here, you guys can see I am just about done doing the smile, making sure everything is nicely placed, everything is where it belongs. I'm gonna do the little part of the, I don't even know if it's the chin or part of the mouth, but I think it's the little part between the chin and the mouth. But anyways, I went ahead and blinged that part out, and then I began filling in the rest of my section with the neon green rhinestones. As you can see there, I tell you guys, if you watch my videos, I love to do outlines, and the smile is kind of, you know, my outline. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that part with the green rhinestones first, as you guys can see there, and then fill in the rest of that section. Always double checking my work, always making sure everything is nicely filled in as much as I can. And then also making sure my smile does not lose its shape. It doesn't go lopsided or something, you know, because the epoxy is moving. It's, you know, it gives you a lot of time to move around. So even if you are not moving it, it could run. So do always double check your work, guys. Very important. Fill in your gaps as much as you can. You know, make sure your smile is nicely rounded and, you know, in place. And then keep going with your section, filling in the rest with the neon green rhinestones. So now that a few minutes have passed, I went in and added the epoxy to the bottom, and I did my outline because I love doing outlines. It works as a guide for me and it just makes life easier. I can do the outlines and then just fill in the rest of the middle part, whatever is in between the outlines. And it makes just everything so much easier. So I do recommend for you to do your outlines like I am doing here around my section where I place my epoxy, as you can see here, and then just fill in the rest. So you can see I am just about done with my section where I did the smile. I am completely done with the vinyl sections. So I can just go on for the rest of the cup, bedazzling it with my neon green rhinestones. Like I said, double check your work. I'm looking at it right here, making sure my smile is nice and round. And then I can move on to the rest of the cup. I am just about done. And you guys will see how beautiful this tumbler comes out. So I am just finishing up right here. Remember, double check your work. Make sure you fill in your gaps as much as you can. Nothing's overlapping. There's no major gaps. Double check everything, guys. Make sure everything is just how you want it to be. So I am done, ladies. These are my final results. Look how cute Mr. Grinch came out. It shines so beautiful in the light. My daughter loved it. She was so anxious for this cup to be done. I don't know if you guys saw her in some clips. She was right next to me the whole time, waiting for this cup to be done. So as you can see here, I put the lid on. So when you open it and she drinks it, this is how it's gonna look. She's gonna drink it like this, And everybody's gonna see that little Grinch face. Super, super cute, guys. So that is why I do it this way. Like I said, it's optional. And as you can see here, how I'm holding it, this is how it's supposed to be held. If you hold it the other way, it's not comfortable. So when she holds it, everybody is also going to be seeing that little Mr. Grinch. So a perfect timing for Christmas, guys. Do one for your little kid, whether it's a little girl or a little boy. You know, if mommy can be rocking those beautiful blinged out cups, why can't they? So let's think about our little babies too, guys. So like always, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you learned a little something, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one.